Bryce Young was supposed to be the Panthers' golden boy, a Heisman winner, the guy they traded the farm for. But 2 years later, he looks more like a cautionary tale than a franchise QB. Let's cut through the fluff and answer it straight. How bad is Bryce Young really? Coming out of Alabama, Bryce looked like a magician. Pocket wizardry, off-script throws, and of course, a Heisman trophy. Literally the works. The Panthers got drunk on the hype and ended up giving up DJ Moore plus multiple first-round picks just to have the privilege to draft Bryce Young #1 overall. Here's what those picks turned into. The Bears grabbed Darnell Wright, who became a rock-solid starter and one of their highest-graded players. They also got Tyreek Stevenson, who had some flashy moments but has been a little bit inconsistent. And of course, they turned that 2024 first-rounder into Caleb Williams. I think most of us would agree that Caleb Williams is a better player than Bryce Young. But hey, I'm sure there's some that may disagree, but that's a time and a place for a different video. Let's just stick with stating the obvious. He's small. 5'10", 204 pounds small. That's point guard size in high school. And while that may have worked out when you were dodging Mississippi State defensive line, it's a whole different game when Chris Jones is in your face. Batted balls, blind spots, durability, the concerns every single person had on draft night, well, they're starting to show up now. For the sake of transparency, I come bearing facts. His rookie year, 2023, under pressure, Bryce Young put up a 27.6 passer rating. That's not just bad, that's Zach Wilson bad. He held the ball too long, he missed windows, and he basically was just flat out panicked the entire time. And look, every rookie struggles under pressure, but the great ones, they at least flash some composure. Bryce just looked overwhelmed. Okay, so maybe you can chalk up 2023 as a rookie disaster. Year 2 should have been the bounce back, right? But 2024 was mixed at best. In 15 games, he threw for just over 2,400 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 9 picks. That is serviceable, but his completion rate sat at about 61%, which is bottom tier. His passer rating, about 82.2. Better than 2023 for sure, but still below league average. The eye test didn't really help either. Bryce had flashes, tight window throws, quick slants with real zip, but then he'd stall for entire quarters. He's not consistently putting drives together, and that's what separates a starter from a star. As I already said, 2024 was littered with inconsistencies. Week 1 against the Saints, he went 13 of 30 with 2 ugly interceptions. A month later, against the Falcons, he looked sharp, efficient, and even clutch. But then the following week, he'd vanish again. That up and down rhythm has Panthers fans pulling their hair out. NFL scouts called his early performance, quote, awful, not my words, theirs. And even late in the season, you never knew which Bryce Young you were getting, the Heisman wizard from Bama or the deer in headlights rookie from 2023. Don't get me wrong, I know it wasn't all on him. Carolina's offense outside of him in 2024 was still a major train wreck. The O-line was awful. He was sacked 44 more times. The receivers, dead last in separation according to ESPN tracking. And the play calling, well, let's just say the defenses weren't exactly scared. All of this to say, the flashes are real. He can throw with touch on deep crossers, he's deadly on timing routes when protected, and he has that quick release that got him drafted #1 in the first place. The talent isn't gone, it just doesn't show up consistently. Secondly, advanced stats say he's not completely lost. According to PFF, he had a mid-tier passing grade in 2024, ahead of guys like Mac Jones and Kenny Pickett. Again, not exactly the pick of the litter here, but still he was better. He even ranked decently in big-time throw percentage, meaning he connects, it looks like an NFL starter and not just a backup. And then there's the context. The Panthers offense, as I said, has been one of the worst in the league for 2 straight years. No line, no separation, no run game to lean on, kind of. If you put almost any young QB in that mess, they'd probably be down 2. Okay, so it's all been laid out. What's the verdict? Well, unfortunately, I kind of don't have an answer. Bryce Young is not a lock for bust status, but he's also not a lock for success. He's basically stuck in QB limbo. The one thing that I do know for sure is the next 2 years are the decider. If Carolina can shore up the offensive line, add a wide receiver 1, and let him play to his strengths, quick reads, rhythm throws, he could be a very good starter. If not, the bust label definitely creeps up. Is he bad? Kind of. He's underwhelmed so far. But is he irredeemable? No, not yet. If everything breaks right, you can see a solid starter emerging from the mess, but Carolina doesn't have much margin for error. I know it's kind of annoying for someone to answer the question with, well, it depends, but it realistically is true. He's been given one more year to show whether he can actually be a comparable starter. That remains to be seen, especially at the beginning of this season. But man, he sure is a nice guy, and I'd love to see him do well for Carolina. I appreciate all of you for sticking around and watching the video. I really don't deserve it, and you guys are the best. Be sure to drop a follow and comment down below if you agree or disagree with my take. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.